says we should deal with people that are foreign. That's a whole separate conversation. But do you see the conjecture and how she layered things? It's like, first of all, let's deal with the lie. The lie is everybody that comes here is not an American citizen. They're not citizens. They're not covered by the Constitution. We have a Constitution. Other countries don't have. That's why people are fighting to get over here. Okay? Because we do have laws. But if you don't follow the laws and you just say, it's okay for everybody to be here, what kind of country do we have left? It's kind of crazy. Anyway, next topic I wanted to get to, and I came across this where it says Canada is now on the verge of classifying some Bible passages as hate speech. So there's a new law that just passed, and if sharing your faith offends the wrong person, you can face up to 2 years in prison. Now, this has been a slow roll in Canada because I've heard about this back and forth. There was a minister from Poland. He refused to close down his church. And he was someone who actually, grew up, I guess, in Poland and parts of Germany before he moved to Canada. So he understands your rights being taken away, right? So there's that. But let's just do a quick dive and then we'll get on to the next.
Canada is on the verge of criminalizing the Bible and Christianity, and barely anyone is talking about it. Bill C9, a bill aimed at targeting hate speech, has just advanced through second reading. And the reason why this is so dangerous is, well, first of all, there's no such thing as hate speech. The government hasn't defined it, meaning it's left up to the police or judge to decide based on their feelings if something is hate speech. And it directly targets biblical passages. As part of a deal Liberals struck with the Bloc Québécois, they've agreed to remove a good faith religious text protection that exists in law. This means that anything said by a Christian, whether in a church service, as part of reading the Bible, sharing their faith on a YouTube video, or even in private with someone, could lead up to 2 years imprisonment because some cog in the machine decided it was hateful based on their feelings. They haven't defined which Bible passages would be banned, but even if they did, this is the government directly intervening with people's faith and potentially deeming Christianity a criminal offense. We're at the point where the government may even ban the Bible altogether, we suppose. That's where this is headed. Joining us to discuss is citizen journalist.
And you guys can find this under the Vigilant Fox. Yeah. And then there was this one. Is this gentleman, his name is David Kite, and he said he visited 3 martyr locations across downtown Atlanta. No police, no security, not even martyr workers. This is the security response after the recent shootings and murders across various martyr stations leading up to the Atlanta hosting the World Cup. Now, here's the thing I'm going to say about this. I'm not going to play this video, but what I am saying is I have lived in Atlanta. They do have police around. You don't see them because a lot of their policing is surveillance based, right? So they have cameras and then they show up after something happens, but they do not have a physical presence during the day. Now at night, it's a lot different. My husband and I, we used to go to karaoke near the Fox Theater. Trust me, the police are in full effect everywhere when it's nighttime. Like when dusk hits, yeah, Atlanta is a totally different situation. So just wanted to put that out there. Atlanta's not perfect by any means, but they do have security. Just saying, I wanted to put that out there. Now, there was something else that I came across. And now, everything with the LA mayor's race, this is really important. It says LA woman pleads guilty in voter registration scheme as primary results finalized. So Brenda Lee Brown Armstrong agreed in May 2026 to plead guilty to a federal felony for directing Skid Row residents to use invented addresses like Pinocchio Lane on registrations and petitions. She's facing up to 5 years in prison. The case broke in late mail-in ballots, flipped the June 2nd Los Angeles mayoral primary, securing Mayor Karen Bass first place at 34% and advancing council member Nithya Raman to second place at 29% over Spencer Pratt's 26%. Critics cite high registrations at shelters and turnout spikes, but county officials defend the process as illegal. With no evidence, the scheme changed results. Federal probes into potential fraud continue ahead of the November runoff. So how do you even have this? Pinocchio Lane, it's not even a street in Los Angeles. Are you going to throw these votes out is the question. Are you actually going to do a forensic audit before you call the race? Before you call and say, okay, these are the candidates that are going on the ballot in November. That's why I was like, okay, Spencer Pratt, if you still want to run, you can run with the Redemption Party and be a write-in candidate. Be a write-in. Have people write you in on the ballot in November. Do not give up. Do not settle for this, because if the ballots are written in, mailed in or not, if your name is written in on that ballot, they're going to have to accept it. They have to. And it's going to be really crazy if there's an audit done and they see all these write-in votes. Yeah, we got to hold some people to account. It's just silly season, in my opinion, outside. Complete silly season for Los Angeles. And the sad part about all of this is that they truly, truly do not care. They don't care. I mean, I would love to say, hey, these are wonderful people, you guys. They care about everything. No, they don't. They care about power. And when you've got such a lust for power to this degree, everything else falls to the wayside, and it's just sad. But there's two other topics that I wanted to get to. Apparently, the post office is coming up with a situation where they are not going to allow mail-in ballots, but let's just hear this.
You see that's what's happening in California. They're rigging the election.
The Postal Service proposed a new rule pushing states to turn over their mail-in and absentee voter rolls to the agency. The agency's proposed rule would create a mail-in and absentee participation list. The state would first submit to the USPS a list of voters who are submitting mail-in ballots for that election, along with each voter's corresponding personalized barcode on their ballots. Then the USPS would return a final mail-in and absentee participation list to each state's chief election official to finalize the names of all enrolled voters in the state and the barcodes associated with their ballots. The move is in line with President Donald Trump's March executive order tightening regulations on mail-in voting in federal elections. Voters who receive mail-in or absentee ballots must be included on the final mail-in and absentee participation list, marking a significant change in the rules and regulations for mail-in and absentee voting. The USPS issued the proposed rule on May 29th, one day after Trump-nominated District Judge Carl J. Nichols in the District of Columbia denied Democrats' injunction request against the mail-in voting executive order.
So it's not that you can't have the mail-in ballots. You actually have to have clean voter rolls. And they have to match up so that when the ballots are mailed in, they actually match the people, so that dead people aren't voting, obviously. People who have moved from another state, they're not voting in the wrong state. And that people that are legally allowed to vote are actually voting. I don't see the problem. But somebody's going to find a problem with this, because apparently the Democrats did, and the judge denied them. Now, the next one is apparently the ActBlue CEO. She pleads the fifth, but I need you guys to see what she pleads the fifth to.
Questions for you, but I want to make sure I'm respectful. Is it Ms. Jones or Ms. Wallace-Jones?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Okay, wow. Okay, didn't expect that one.
As our witness today, we have Ms. Regina Wallace-Jones, the CEO of ActBlue. Ms. Wallace-Jones, will you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Let the record show that the witness answered in the affirmative. You may be seated.
So when you're